Today is going to be another episode of Featured Friday. So in this episode, I'm going to be featuring one of my good friends here on YouTube, Andrew, otherwise known as RenchRage. Come on with me, let's go check him out. Hey, welcome back to the channel, Blind to Billionaire. It's great to see you again. I'm really glad to have you here. It's been a while actually, long time no see. So today in this episode, I'm going to be giving you another Featured Friday. I'm actually going to be featuring one of my friends here on YouTube, Andrew, otherwise from the channel RenchRage. So Andrew is a pretty cool guy. We've been talking and we've known each other for quite a few months now. And he's just been a really great supporter here on my channel. And I wanted to feature him because he is another one of us who has RP. And the cool thing about Andrew is he still does quite a bit. One of his passions is power tools and building like woodworking projects. So actually a couple of weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, Andrew and I had a little bit of a phone conversation for probably like 35-40 minutes. We talked on the phone, and it was really cool talking to him. He was just sharing a lot of his passions and what he really enjoys in life, and he was talking about his family and his daughters, and it was just really fun getting to know him over the phone versus just through the comments section like we have been talking previously through all these other videos. So anyway, it's been really fun talking with Andrew, but what's cool about him is, so Andrew is actually 44, he lives in California, and he was diagnosed with RP in what it sounds like in his early 20s. So, you know, just like all of us, he was seeing some symptoms, and he was realizing that something wasn't right with his vision. And he was actually in the military at the time, and he was noticing that when they would go out on these night drives that he wasn't able to see anything. Like he'd be driving around at night and just couldn't see. Like he had really bad night vision, which, you know, if you're someone with RP, you know that that's probably one of the earliest symptoms is night blindness. I know it was for me. I don't recall ever being able to see in the dark. So anyway, I thought it was interesting how Andrew and I have that similarity. And so he was noticing that he had night blindness. And then as the years progressed, prior to the diagnosis, he also noticed that there were other changes in his vision, like loss of peripheral vision, or for example, he'd be tripping on some of his the toys from his daughter, like his daughter's toys were maybe scattered on the floor, and as he navigated through a room, he would maybe trip on the toys or step on them, or maybe as he was out in public, he'd start, you know, walking by and bumping people with his shoulder, or tripping on certain things, maybe like bumping into an escalator when going up it or down it. And he started seeing that all these different changes in his vision and noticed, you know, something isn't right. And you'll have to check his video out, but for the exact facts as he describes it. But from what I recall, he talks about, you know, going through seeing a few different doctors over the couple years, and the doctors may be saying, you know, you need to get something checked out, and him just kind of pushing it off, which is really easy to do actually. And maybe just being in a little bit of denial that possibly, you know, that actually something more severe was wrong with his vision. So eventually, it sounds like after a few years, he was able to go in and finally get diagnosed with RP. Obviously, not the diagnosis that anybody wants, but yeah, so that just happened to be what happened with him. So then fast forward maybe 15 or so years after the diagnosis, which brings us to today. So Andrew, like I said, he lives in California, and something he really enjoys and what he's really passionate about is power tools, and he really enjoys making projects out of wood. So he also has a YouTube channel. It's called RenchRage. I'll actually link it up down in the description below, so if you want to check it out. But he's always making projects out of wood. So I've watched quite a few of his videos, and he has, you know, tutorials on how he makes these different projects. And it's pretty interesting. It's cool to see someone who has RP and, you know, losing his vision, but yet he's still able to do these woodworking projects. And from what, you know, unfortunately, I'm not able to see what he produces, but Corey has also watched some of his videos, and she has seen the finished product of some of what he's produced. And she says it's beautiful what he makes. So it's really cool to see him working on these projects, pursuing something that he's passionate about, and then creating videos about it and sharing it on YouTube with all of us. So it's really cool. It's really inspirational. So if you're interested, you know, definitely feel free to check out Andrew's channel, RenchRage. And like I said, I'll link it up down in the description. But anyway, I will also put the link to his RP video. So Andrew also made one video maybe a couple months ago when we were first talking, and I asked him something about his RP, and his response to that was, I'll make a video. So he actually made our video response to my question, and it's about a 23-minute video, but he walks you through, early stages of his life, and prior to the diagnosis, around the time he was diagnosed, and then up until a few years after the diagnosis. So anyway, it's an interesting story, and if you're interested, you should definitely check it out. So anyway, I will link all of that up down in the description if you would like to check out Andrew's channel and his RP video. So anyway, thanks again, Andrew, for being such a great supporter here on my channel. I really appreciate everything you're doing, not only here for me, but everything you're doing on YouTube and for the rest of the visually impaired community. It's just really cool to show other people out there that, even with diminishing vision, you're still able to pursue what you love, which is woodworking and power tools, and still have a YouTube channel and showing the world how you build the cool things that you do. So thanks again, Andrew. I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. So every Friday I do something new, which I've just been doing for about a month now, which I call Featured Friday. So what it is that I pick out somebody that possibly I know from here on YouTube, or maybe a channel that I'm familiar with, and I feature that person on Fridays. So this one is actually a little bit delayed due to the Thanksgiving weekend. So it's actually Sunday right now, but I'll actually do this one as Featured Friday for last week. So this is what I'm doing. And this coming Friday, I will bring another Featured Friday person to you and feature that person and possibly their channel if they do have a YouTube channel. So anyway, if you'd like to be a Featured Friday candidate, just let me know. I'd love to get to know more about you and possibly feature you here on the channel. So thanks again for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in the comments section. Otherwise, I will see you again on a future video, probably tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.